to move as fast as we can. So Module 2 is talking about fighters in the war against cybercrime. Fighters in the war against cybercrime. And we'll be looking at the Modern Security Operations Center. So SOC is generally the term we call Security Operations Center. Like when you have your NOC, Network Operating Center, you know. So to use a formalized structure and disciplined approach for defending against cyber threats, organizations typically use the services of professionals from Security Operations Center. Now, SOC, a Security Operations Center, provide a broad range of services from monitoring and management to comprehensive threat solutions and customized hosted security. So SOC can be wholly in-house, owned and operated by a business, or elements of a SOC can be contracted out to security vendors such as Cisco Managed Security Services. Now, what are we talking about here? We're saying that for every security operations center, you can decide to manage it locally. That means within your organization, you can build and effectively manage. All right. And all you need, the elements you need is the process, you need the people, that's the technical person that will manage, and then you need the technology that you will. But if you don't have the expertise to manage, okay, you can own it and operate. That is, if you don't have the infrastructure, like the technology or the process, you can now own it and operate, meaning that you can like pay or lease certain such platforms and then you operate it. And if you don't want that, you can also contract some other people or vendors to be able to manage it effectively for you. Now, the elements, as we said, we have the people, we have the processes, and we have the technology. So SOC assign job roles by tiers according to the expertise and responsibilities required for each. So we have a tier 1 analyst, we have the tier 2, we have the tier 3, and then we have the SOC manager. So what's the difference between these people or these offices or these officers in the NOC? So like the tier 1, we say they monitor incoming alerts and they verify a true incident has occurred and forward tickets to tier 2. So if they monitor and they know that there is a security threat, there is a security breach, they just verify whether it is true or not, and then they forward it to tier 2. Now the tier 2 respondents are responsible for deep investigation of incidents and advise remedial or action to be taken. Deep investigation as in, okay, let's find out who this attack came from, where it came from, what was the attack targeted towards at, and was anything taken? And then they now pose like recommendations for the next thing to do. Then tier 3 is the threat hunter, and these are experts in network, endpoints, threat intelligence, malware reverse engineering, and tracing the process of the malware to determine its impact and how it can be removed. Okay, so they also deeply involved in hunting for potential threats and implementing threat detection tools. So threat hunters search for cyber threats that are present in the network but have not yet been detected. So You see, these people, this is where the engine room is. These are the people that do the real thing, okay? And basically, what they do is that, like we said, you know, they do malware reverse, threat intelligence, try to understand the threat, try to understand the signature of the hacker, try to understand all these things, and then determine the impact of the threat to the network, and possibly find out how it can be removed, you know. And also they also do verify if there are any threats that are yet to be detected. So those are threat hunters. Then finally, the SOC manager. All managers manages all the resources of the SOC, which is the servers, the routers, the firewall, the all the devices, everything, the network and stuff like that, and even the people, and serves as the endpoint, as the point of contact for the larger organization. He's like the director, okay, or like the person in charge. So for any report to go out, it goes out through him or her. And for anything that is coming in, you want to reach anything, you come in through that particular um, office. Now, we're still talking about the people that are in the security operations centers. So the tier oneers are the frontliners. All these tier one, they are the alert analysts, they are the front liners. Okay, and from there, then they forward it to tier two, which are the incident reporters. Okay, so you see, you have more of the tier ones, then you have fewer of the incident reporters, and then you have now the threat hunters. You see, you have more of the threat hunters. Okay, and then finally you have the SOC manager. Now you see, in these threat hunters, we have the threat intel, we have the threat hunter network, you have the threat hunter malware reverse engineering, and then you have the threat hunter endpoint. So you have different threat hunters that, based on this incident that comes in here, based on this incident, it will be determined whether it will be forwarded to this threat hunter, this, or this. Okay, so that is how they are. That's about the people. How about the processes? The processes talks about the roles that the people play, all right, and what they actually do. So a cybersecurity analyst is required to monitor security alerts, queues, and investigate the assigned alerts. A ticketing system is used to assign these alerts to the analyst's queue. The software that generates the alert can trigger false alarm. So the analysts therefore need to verify that an assigned alert represents a true security incident. And when this verification is established, the incident can be forwarded to investigators or other security personnel to act upon that particular incident. Otherwise, the alert is dismissed as a false alarm. All right, and that is what happens between tier one and tier two. All right, so tier one takes in and tier two investigates to verify, then they report it. Then if the ticket cannot be resolved, the cybersecurity analyst forwards to the tier two incident reporters for deeper investigation and remediation. If the incident reporter cannot resolve the ticket, it is forwarded to the tier 3 personnel, who does the in-depth knowledge, threat hunting, and preventive measures. All right, so we have seen the people, we have seen the processes. Now, what is the technology? The technology has to do with the kind of devices that we use in this SOC. It has to do with the kind of the way the network is set up in the SOC. It has to do with how your traffic is managed. So an SOC needs a security information and event management. That's the same. security information and event management. And what this security information and event management does is that all information regarding these monitoring systems comes into this one box. All this they come in here. All right. So it's a system to understand the data that firewalls, network appliances, intrusion detection system, and other devices generate. So logs are generated on network traffic, on network flows, on system logs, on endpoints, on identifier asset context, security event, intel threat. So all these, as they are generated, this CM accommodates them. So the CM collects and filter data and detect, classify, and analyze and investigate the threats. So they also manage resources to implement preventive measures and address future threats. So that is the main essence of the CM. Remember, the CM is security information and event management. So after it gathers all this information that are coming from all these different endpoints, it analyzes it. So the analyze means to examine. Okay, to examine. All right, to examine what it looks like. Now, the CM and security orchestration, automation, and response are often paired together. We have talked about the CM, all right, security information event management. Now we are talking about the SOAR. SOAR stands for security orchestration, automation, response. All right, and they are sometimes well work together. And what does it do? All right, it creates a customized platform that integrates and coordinates numerous security tools and resources. All right, and also it executes security processes within a minimum amount of intervention. And it helps address the shortage of cybersecurity talent and increase efficiency. Then it also prescribes and executes security procedures to be followed in response to the event. It can be in the form of a security runbooks, all right, that consist of role-based automation response that were created to address specific types of events. So basically, the SOAR platforms are similar to the SIEM. Remember, in the SIEM, we said that it collects different logs and information from different endpoints, and then it examines it. It is a similar thing that the SOAR does, all right? And so they aggregate, correlate, and analyze these alerts. So at the end of the day, they tell us whether there is a threat or there is no threat, or whether the threat is imminent or it is false. So in addition, the SOAR technology integrates threat intelligence and automate incident investigation and response workflows based on playbooks developed by security team. So the SOAR has its platform, and what does it do? It gathers alarm data from each component of the system. It provides a tool that enables cases to be researched, accessed, and investigated. It emphasizes integration as a means of automating complex incident response workflow that enable more rapid response and adaptive defense strategies. It also includes predefined playbooks that enable automatic response to specific threats. Playbooks can be initiated automatically based on predefined rules or may be triggered by security personnel. So what are some of the SOC metrics? Okay, So whether internal to an organization or providing services to multiple organizations, it is important to understand how well the Security Operations Center is functioning so that improvement can be made to the people, processes, and technology, which are the elements of the NOC. Many metrics or key performance indicators, that is the KPI, you're going to be seeing a lot of it, key performance indicator, can be devised to manage different aspects of the Security Operations Center performance. However, 5 metrics are commonly used as SOC metrics by SOC managers, right? The first one is the dwell time, and the dwell time is the length of time that threat actors have access to network before they are detected. Remember, we talked about threat actors and we saw different types of them. All those people that have malicious intention as regards the network. Okay, so how long, what time do they have in the network before they are detected and they are stopped? That's the dwell time. Then the mean time to detect, MTD, is the average time that it takes for the SOC personnel to identify the valid security incident have occurred on the network. That is after they have carried out whatever. So what is the MTD? That's the mean time to detect, right? Then mean time to respond is the average time it takes to stop and remediate the security incident, right? That's the MTTR, mean time to respond. So to detect, to respond. Then mean time to contain is the time required to stop the incident from causing further damage to system or data. All right. Then time to control is the time required to stop the spread of the malware from the network. So these are some of the metrics that are being used to evaluate the security expert that is managing the network. Enterprise managed security. And remember, we're talking about fighters in the war against cybercrime. Okay. So for medium and large networks, the organization will benefit from implementing an enterprise level SOC. Now, so we're talking about organizations like campuses, universities, college of educations, polytechnics, and stuff like that. All right, which is to compute in-house solution, complete in-house solution. So larger organizations may outsource at least a part of their security operations center operations to a security solutions provider. When you're talking about larger organizations like maybe MTN, Glo, or banks, stuff like that. Okay, so Cisco offers a wide range of incident report preparedness and management and capabilities. And the first one is Cisco SmartNet Total Care Service Rapid Problem Solution. All right, so if you have an SOC, you want them to help you, this is one of the package. Then Cisco Product Security Incident Response Team. Then Cisco Computer Security Incident Response Team. Then Cisco Managed Services, Cisco Tactical Operations, that's the TAC Ops, then Cisco Safety Physical Security Program. Okay. Security personnel understand that for the organization to accomplish its priorities, network availability must be preserved. Very, 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 very important. And that's where we come into play. So each business or industry has a limited tolerance for network downtime. The tolerance is usually based on the comparison of the cost of the downtime in relation to the cost of ensuring uh, against downtime. The security cannot be so strong that it interferes with the needs of employees and business functions. It always is a trade-off between strong security and permitting effective business functionality. Now, why are we saying so? if I leave Abuja, I'm going to Lagos and I'm driving by road. If there are no checkpoints on the road and the road is clean and good, it will take me a very short time to get to Lagos from Abuja. But there is one thing that is for sure: it is not safe. Anything can happen on the road since there are no security. There could be thieves, there could be anything can happen. But if there are security checkpoints, it will slow down my movement, it will slow down my movement, but I am eventually going to get there and safer. So how can you become a defender? All right. And one of the ways is by taking this course to become a certified Cisco Cyber Ops Associate. All right. Once you have finished taking this course, you can also write the certification exam, and then you can become a defender. Then, also by writing CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst certification, or Information Security certification, or Global Assurance certification, and all these certifications can help authenticate you. And after that, you can further your degree by, taking a degree in the cybersecurity field, or you can take it in Python programming, all right, which is very essential for anyone who want to pursue a career in cybersecurity. All right. And Linux is also widely used in security operations center. So if you want to become a cybersecurity expert, you have to learn these things. You have to learn Linux very well. You have to also learn the basics of Python programming. Okay. Now, you can get a lot of jobs from taking these courses or getting certified, and many sites and job site aggregates that gather listing from other job boards and company career sites and display them in a single location. So these are some of the websites that you can use to advertise, to tell, just put in that you have taken this course, and before you know it, you will get a lot of job offers. All right. Now, how about experiences? Internship is a very good experience when you have an opportunity to work somewhere to gain the experience. So sometimes internship turns into an offer of full-time employment. However, even a temporary internship allows you the opportunity to gain experience. All right, so experience is not always about money. Try to get the knowledge. And then scholarship awards also helps to close the security skill gap. All right, so if you have scholarship to take this, it can help you also. Then we have temporary agencies. Many organizations use these agencies to fill job openings for the first 90 days. All right, so they just give you an opportunity. Okay, it's an NGO that is coming to do a particular project in Abuja or in Lagos or in Port Harcourt, and so we need an opening. We have an opening for just a short period, 90 days or 1 year or thereabout, and then you go over there and you work. All right. And then if you have no experience in cybersecurity field, working for a call center or support desk will be your first step, like a tier one technician. All right, will be your first step to be able to look at that. All right, thank you very much. That is the end of chapter 2 of the course that we have just